Hi. I want to spend a little time tonight talking about why I consider myself on the left and why I argue against people on the right. There have been numerous comments made on my videos criticizing me for seeing things in terms of left and right, and I guess to a large extent I do. I don't think it's linear. Maybe if they're complaining that there's some linear boundary distinction between the two, I don't think it's a linear thing. I don't think right is homogeneous. I don't think left is homogeneous. But I definitely see myself on the left, and I see the left as being further along developmentally. Now, let me explain that. There's a theory of psychology called spiral dynamics that I think sheds a lot of light on developmental processes, how people structure their lives and how they perceive truth and a lot of things. And the right has members of society who are at an earlier phase of development. On the right, I see people who are very authoritarian. The Christian fundamentalists, for example, the social conservatives, believe in authority of the parents over the children should obey. The idea is that the duty of every person is to obey authority, okay? With the ultimate authority being God, the Ten Commandments, and, you name it. So that's very early developmental stage that people have that sort of social paradigm. The next thing is, shall we say, libertarianism, or the belief that we're all individuals, that we don't need to grant rights or anything, or that freedom applies only to individuals, that social institutions do not really count. These are people who, like anarchy, like the free market, who believe that if we all just behave as individuals, that will produce the best possible result. That is, they believe that rather than obeying authority, that on a sort of peer basis we should all be competing with each other, that we get the best results when we all compete rather than when we cooperate, that is, obey authority. Okay? So they perceive the problems with just obeying authority, but their answer is to just everyone competes. It's a free-for-all, every man for himself. Okay, that's also on the right. Now, those two are very backwards developmentally, in my opinion. Now, on the left, we've got people who think everything should be equal, that they see the problem with competition, and that it creates these class barriers and it creates problems for society, because very soon when everyone is competing, you've got winners and losers. The winners have everything, the losers have nothing. Okay, so pure competition does not occur either. And they see the problem with this competition, but they think that the answer to this is to make everyone equal. Well, that's also misleading. This is, the Marxists and the communists and the diehard socialists, the ones who believe that we should live in a classless society, and that, that's sort of an earlier phase. But getting even further over, beyond that, there's the phase in which I consider myself, which is beyond all those earlier ones, and it's, you could say it's on the left, but I guess someone like Tom Hartman might say it's the radical middle. Okay, so it's, what I see is the need for organizations to survive. Now, organization could be as small as an individual. You could claim that as an individual you're an organization of cells. Okay, so organizations need to survive. Cells need to survive. Beings need to survive. Families are larger entities, larger organizations. Those need to survive. So all these different levels of organization need to survive, and that organizations have to be free to act in the interests of their survival. Okay. Now, if you grant all freedom to individuals, that means individuals can act in their own survival, but it doesn't leave mankind as a whole free to act in the interests of its survival. That is, for things where we need to cooperate, such as protecting public property, you know, in terms of pollution or climate change, or protecting the economy, the justice system. There's a whole bunch of things where we cooperate instead of compete in order for society to be more competitive. Okay, you know, we cooperate as families for families to be more competitive against other families. We cooperate as communities so that our community is competitive as compared to other communities. Okay, and eventually we want to be competitive as a species so that we survive on the planet. That would be nice. I mean, there's certainly, you could say that, well, there's some evolutionary aspect in there that gives us some instincts for wanting to act in the interests of preserving our environment because we bestow it upon our children and we have an interest in the survival of our children. Okay, so there's a lot involved in there that's instinctual. There's a lot that's rational too, but that is the stage where I'm at developmentally, where I see the need for organizations to be free to act in the interests of their own survival. And to me, survival is the key to understanding human behavior and the key to understanding politics and the key argument that has to be made when we talk about the trade-offs between competition and cooperation, when we talk about trading in an individual freedom in order to make a society free, to act in a particular way, to act in its own interests, to protect the public interest. Survival is my root philosophy, okay? So anyways, I think that's probably all I should say for now, so thanks for listening. Bye.